So JJ and I were talking the other week, and I can't remember how we got onto the topic, but we got onto the topic of if you had to pick one actor based on all of the roles that they have played and put them onto a team, who would win, right? And I made the case that I believe either The Rock, now granted, bit of bias, I agree The Rock, based on all the characters he has played, and I'm including his wrestling persona amongst Hobbs from Fast and the Furious and the gimmick he played in Skyscraper, as well as Maui.
What about the Tooth Fairy?
He's in the discussion, but he's magical. So the Tooth Fairy, that even helps me, right? I can't remember what she said, but there's obviously like Chris Evans, right? Captain America, Human Torch, probably something else, but those two stand alone. You got Chris
He was
Hemsworth.
one of the evil boyfriends as well.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If you had to think of an actor right now, based on all the roles that they have played, I grant like, you could probably put in Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah,
Terminator, that's big time.
Man, I could even throw some left ones at you. Go Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
I could easily throw... I can throw Swayze at you.
Yeah,
But what I'm getting at is he going to beat like Thor, Captain America? Like it's easy to pick like a person.
But it's
who's
also
played a
easy
superhero.
to say, especially in a modern movie world where action heroes are still very popular, and you get actors, these great actors like Chris Evans, like Chris Hemsworth, who just seem to be running the mill right now and taking all these roles. So it's easy to kind of
That's what I'm saying. It's too easy to pick them.
Whereas I feel like you can also say the same thing in hard body cinema in Hollywood, where during the 80s there was a really big trend of real big muscly action heroes, which is...
Well, you got the Stallones and you got the Schwarzeneggers.
This is what I'm saying. This is where... And it came to its precipice in Last Action Hero, which is really good, if you haven't seen it before. Otherwise, honestly, like... But
do you want to just take out superheroes?
This is what I'm saying. It's easy to pick. No? No,
I'm not going to take out superheroes because Keanu Reeves has you all beat.
True. See, Keanu Reeves with
John Wick, Neo, Constantine.
I'm sad that I didn't think of it.
You know what? Keanu Reeves.
Well, I'm going to throw Tom Cruise in there just for fun.
Oh, and Ted Theodore Logan. As well,
true.
Who's technically like savior of humanity.
No, you are right.
Well, look, you had us with Constantine. Like, he's a dude, like, wasn't his story the guy who, like, he tricked the devil to giving him immortality?
I don't know what, I don't remember the plot to Constantine. I just remember that he was an exorcist. And
2002
so that means he
Constantine, I think.
What I'm saying is Constantine gives him the ability to, like, travel to other realms, right? So that means Thor's fucked, right? John Wick is the DPS.
Yeah, John Wick will kill anyone that isn't a superhero.
No. Like, he'll kill people that even are superheroes. That's what I'm saying. Like, Constantine is your, like, support, right? John Wick is your DPS, and then Neo's your tank, right?
You'd run Neo tank.
Yeah, because Neo can stop bullets with his hands.
2000,
right? And he can manipulate reality. So, yeah.
Constantine with Keanu Reeves was out in 2005. Sorry, everyone, for getting that fact
And then Ted
wrong.
Theodore Logan's your bard, right? So, like, and he provides support abilities. Like, but Keanu Reeves gives you that holy trinity of fighters.
For people who don't understand,
he's on it, man. I reckon Keanu. I'm coming around to Keanu.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, but like Chris Hemsworth doesn't have like that holy trinity of support abilities. Like, he plays solid DPS tank. He has no utility.
Yeah.
Right.
You're fully taking this as like a League of Legends approach.
No, he's got an MMO approach to it.
I've got an MMO approach to it.
I respect. Like, that's how you should be looking at it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Because if your acting base can't fill out your raid team,
that's the point.
You don't even stand a chance against Keanu.
And that's what rules out a lot of like action movie actors right off the bat. Like Bruce Willis kind of maybe stands a chance. He's a contender because of John McClane. Because John McClane is such a versatile guy. He can fill the DPS role. He can fill the support role. Right.
But then who are you adding in there? His Unbreakable role?
We'll see then. Yeah, Unbreakable. But that's a tank.
Yeah.
Right. But then you got John McClane having to fill two roles, right? How do you feel like, which is like that weakens them against the Keanu team.
Who is your Mount Rushmore of action actors? It's like action superstars.
Oh, easy. Sylvester Stallone, Bruce Willis, Charlize Theron.
Charlize Theron.
Yeah, dude.
Good moment. Okay.
So if you want to talk about serious films, okay.
Well, how are you defining your Mount Rushmore? Now, the way I look at Mount Rushmore's...
Well, you said your Mount Rushmore of action heroes, right? That for me, that is action heroes that pushed the genre forward.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sylvester
And who are redefining it in ways. Yeah.
Sylvester Stallone kind of redefined it by with the first Rambo movie. I don't count the rest of the Rambo movies; they're garbage. The first Rambo movie gives us an action hero who, at the time, was still the big, beefy, muscly man, but he was the big, beefy, muscly man with emotions. Right? He was doing what he did because he was for an emotional reason. Right? Then you have Bruce Willis, and Bruce Willis with Die Hard, right?
Greatest Christmas movie of all time, by the way.
Pushes the genre forward, right? By showing that action heroes can be wounded, and then shows that consistently through the movie. So he doesn't just magically heal from one scene to the next. He's constantly getting more and more wounded.
That is a good perspective.
And that's what I'm saying. And that changed the genre, right? And then from there, you've got Charlize Theron with Atomic Blonde. Okay, and Atomic Blonde pushes the genre forward because before Atomic Blonde, okay, there was never a mainstream movie that showed a woman getting the shit beat out of her in a fight scene. Okay, you even look at the Marvel movies, right? And you see the blokes in the Marvel movies, and they're all like covered in blood and cuts and everything. And then like you've got like Black Widow and stuff, and they've got like one cut, right? Very aesthetically placed, right? Charlize Theron looks like she's been through a meat grinder about halfway through that movie, right? And on top of that, her fight choreography was exactly the same way. Like her fight choreography, nobody pulled punches.
Would you not throw in Kill Bill then?
Uma Thurman.
Yeah, Uma Thurman.
So yeah,
She would have done it before
I
Charlize
honestly,
did with
man-
Atomic Blonde.
Yeah, she did. I completely forgot about Uma Thurman.
Yeah.
See,
Kill Bill defined that first woman's like
that's
like
true.
the
You're absolutely
John McClane of
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. I totally forgot about Kill Bill. It just
Honestly,
never entered
I'm
my.
also
Well,
gonna-
then she's on the Mount Rushmore. Then.
Yeah, that's
So
what I'm
it's
saying.
Uma
If we're going to
Thurman.
apply the Charlize
Yeah.
logic, I say Uma Thurman did it first
Okay.
and possibly better over more time.
I don't know if she did it better. Right.
But she did the look better. That the one you're giving Charlize Theron.
Yeah.
She might not have done action better than, but the idea of it being this idea of battered woman
Yeah.
because
Okay,
the
so-
aesthetic is no longer there
So
anymore.
Kill Bill, then I would put down because it was kind of over the top, like kung fu, bad kung fu movie
that's-
levels of action.
Yeah, no, I have
Right.
to come in here now. Like, honestly, like, if you're talking about Kill Bill, it's the fact that it's a genre film that is taking in all the tropes from
Yeah.
past samurai films and all
Yeah.
of Tarantino's love for all those Eastern style of
Yeah.
action films.
Yeah.
Even before that, I would even say that Bruce Lee should be on the Mount Rushmore.
Bruce Lee was going to be on my
Yeah,
Mount
true.
Rushmore.
True.
He brought the Eastern style of martial arts from film to
That's
the
true.
Western
Yeah,
culture.
we wouldn't have the Matrix,
And
without
we
him.
wouldn't have
We
the
wouldn't
use
have
of
Jackie
cable work.
Chan,
We
guys
wouldn't
being
we wouldn't
like-
have the same use of cable working and stunt
Yeah, that's
choreography
true.
that we
Fight,
would.
yeah, fight choreography would be nothing
would
without
not
them.
be the same.
Mhm,
So Bruce Lee's definitely my pick.
He's
Yeah.
on my Mount Rushmore. I was going to start with Bruce Lee.
Yeah,
It's
no,
gonna be
Bruce Lee's got to be on there. Yeah, true.
Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Yep.
Bruce Willis,
Okay.
and I'm going to round it out with The Rock.
Yeah, see, but The Rock doesn't do anything.
No, but I think
I feel like The Rock is
today-
almost the last homage.
No,
to-
he is the last time. I think he will definitely be the last of his kind.
It's
of
him-
that 80s,
It's
90s.
right now. It seems to be him and Jason Statham who seem to be
That's it.
running the.
And Idris Elba every now and then. Now, granted, obviously we've just
And
really much quoted Hobbs and Shaw, but
even though I will say Tom Cruise for me is the action star to date.
he's held it on the longest.
He's better than he used to. That he's continued
Yeah.
to improve every time he does a bigger stunt. He gets better and better and better.
Yeah.
I
In
watched
his stunt work, yes.
In his stunt work, his acting it may be a little more mediocre these days.
He's
but
gotten worse.
Well,
But
weirdly enough, are
he's-
we also throwing Keanu in there as well?
Well, this is what I'm
because I
saying,
think
it's
John
now-
Wick
it's
has redefined
it's
that
a
genre
now-
too.
No, but he hasn't. That's what I'm saying. Like John Wick, in my opinion, is just a continuation of what The Matrix was doing choreography wise.
Fair.
Like you look at the fight choreography in The Matrix, really specific. We're not talking about plots or nothing else or any. Just in terms of fight choreography, you look at what The Matrix was doing, and they were going crazy, over the top, like kung fu movie levels of choreography. And John Wick takes that and brings it back down to earth, right? And just tones all of that down, right? And if you're gonna if you're gonna throw Keanu in, then we have to throw in. Oh God, what's his name? He played Batman in the Dark Knight trilogy. What was his name? Bloody-
Christian Bale.
We have to throw Christian Bale in with Equilibrium.
He's not.
Nah, because
Yes, we do.
No, we don't. No, we
because
don't.
of
He's
gun-
not.
because of
His
gun
method.
fu.
His method. I will give you that. He is known as like one of the most method actors today,
Yeah.
Christian Bale. But I would not say he's an action star.
Exactly.
No way.
I think
but,
aside from
but if we're putting in putting over that kind of fight,
He hasn't done
choreography
anything
with John
since Dark
Wick.
Knight series,
No, but
which was
Keanu's
like
done
5
other
years
action
ago.
films. He's done Drive,
Yeah.
Speed, whatever. He obviously has done the Matrix trilogy.
Yep.
He's doing John Wick and still doing John Wick at
Yeah.
his age currently. And
But-
Constantine was a bit of an action, granted it wasn't, but like, and then are we gonna throw in Bill and Ted?
Yeah.
As a, see, he's
Can
done
I also
so
say,
much in the action
when
genre.
when it comes to John Wick, man, like I apologize if I can't pronounce the last name properly, but Chad Stahelski
Yeah.
was the director of John Wick. He has been a stuntman in the industry for years, and he had a partner. I forget, he's not coming up, but him and his partner, who worked on John Wick, the first one and the second one, I believe, they did all the action stunt work.
Yeah.
From scratch, and that's why in the film you get an understanding and appreciation for all the stunt work that's been done. Everything is shot in wides to medium, so you get full breadth of everything that's happening. Everything is done to, like, everything is on timing and precision. This is how you don't fake action these days, and I feel like the reliance on CGI has really made it lazy for some like large films to do that.
Oh, yeah.
But that's my personal feelings on the matter. That's why John Wick for me is still like the best action film that I've seen. But coming back to Tom Cruise real quickly, I've seen him in the new Maverick Top Gun trailer. He's flying that plane, man.
Oh, yeah, he is.
He's
you reckon
fly-
he'd shoot flying that plane?
Dude, what do you think he's
I
been
can
doing?
imagine Tom
for the-
Cruise sitting back
What do you
and
think
being
he's been
like-
doing for the past 10? This is why he's like, I'm going to wait
Yeah.
until I do the next Top Gun until I actually can fly this plane.
Exactly. No, that's what I was just about to go. I'm imagining Tom Cruise sitting there going,
I'm not
"All right,
ready."
how can I outdo what I've already done?
just
with
like,
Top
I'm
Gun?
not ready.
Wait, I'm
It's
going
not-
to fucking fly
He's
that
not,
plane.
he's not outdoing. He's just continuing because you know the Mission Impossible Fallout. He was flying that helicopter, right?
Yeah, well, like this is what I'm saying. But he couldn't have done that when he first did. Like he couldn't have.
You know, he couldn't have done it for
Top Gun
Top Gun
and then
1.
done the sequel in like
Dead set.
5 years.
He couldn't have done it. Not to the level he wanted to do, where he wanted to fly the plane. Now he couldn't have done it at Top Gun 1. Absolutely.
I
right.
have such a new appreciation
This is why.
for
This is
Tom
why.
Cruise
This is
now.
why he should
He
be on
does
the
all of his
Rushmore,
own
man.
stunts. Yeah.
No, I've always known that.
So,
And
like-
so does Keanu to a degree.
To round this out, so who are we putting on the Rushmore then?
Okay, fuck. All right. Well, obviously we have different Rushmores. Like I said, Bruce Lee is on
Bruce
mine.
Lee,
Bruce Lee. Yeah, no, I agree.
Arnold,
He's-
because I think he brought this action into the precipice of main audiences. Like
Yeah.
that Terminator series, huge box office, right, for action movies. So I think Arnold deserves that spot.
I could also like say
Oh, but instead of Bruce Willis, I might give it to Tom Cruise then.
like Kate Beckinsale.
Actually, no, fuck it. Bruce Willis and then Tom Cruise.
I'm saying like the Underworld series, even though it's corny,
True.
as hell, like it still did a lot for female action stars early on. Like there's all these like
but earlier
even
than that was Uma Thurman.
Uma Thurman was
No, but earlier than that's Alien.
well, that's what I'm saying. There you
True.
go back to Ripley.
Yeah.
Which is, if honestly we didn't say Ripley, I think the fans would absolutely shred us.
Yeah.
I think she has to be on the Rushmore.
Oh, you're
Yeah, she
goddamn
has to be
right.
because she actually, you know what? You're right. Actually, I would put Alien. I would actually put Alien over Kill Bill then for
Yeah.
pushing the genre
Yep.
forward because Ripley put a woman in that role.
Yeah.
Right. And
Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney Weaver, yeah, like they put Sigourney Weaver in that role as like a woman who does not fuck around, right, and is here to get it done, right?
Well,
yeah.
she has the archetype as a character from the go.
yeah,
Like,
And
Yeah.
honestly, that movie still fucking stands up,
Oh,
man.
yeah,
That first Aliens is lit.
yeah, and the second one because the second one for me is like the defining moment for Ripley's character. Like that's like the best. Yeah.
All right. So, okay, your Mount Rushmore now is...
So Bruce Lee, dead set. I agree. Like there's just no getting around that. He was the
Like,
progenitor.
genuinely changed the genre.
All right.
like people would say Jackie Chan as well, but like I'd feel
But Jackie Chan is...
No.
Bruce Lee walked, so Jackie Chan could run.
Exactly.
All right.
That's what I'm saying. Like Jackie Chan's just
they're
following.
different as well. Like I consider Bruce Lee more of a martial artist, where Jackie Chan a stuntman.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. He's a stuntman who can do martial arts. Yeah. So Bruce Lee really like kind of changed the whole game, right? So you got him, and then I put in Stallone because without Stallone you couldn't have Schwarzenegger, right?
Okay.
You have to have
I do
Stallone.
like Stallone over Arnie personally as well.
For-
I
Fair,
don't.
fair.
No, personally, I like Arnie over Stallone, but you can't. But that's because
You can't have him... You know,
Arnie was able to follow in the footsteps.
he was also
so he was able to.
He was also an import.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, well, they're all technically imports. We're in Australia here. Come on. I mean, you know,
well, if you think at the time
at
from
that
Hollywood
point-
from Hollywood cinema at the time,
Yeah.
having this big German dude, ex soldier who fled his country
Yeah.
in order to do Ironman,
Yeah.
do bodybuilding competitions.
Yeah, true.
It's a very interesting case study
It
and
is.
how he kind of came into the Hollywood scene. Like,
Dude,
it's
his
really
story is
interesting.
cool. But yeah, so for me, it goes Bruce Lee, Stallone. I want to put see now I want to put in Sigourney Weaver, right? And oh god, I feel like
But I think we can't just look at it through the window of one role that they've had.
No. For me, it's about characters in films who push the genre forward.
Okay.
And you can't do
And
that.
also,
and the
let's
actor,
be honest, like the people on on the Mount Rushmore have only done one really big thing.
That's
let's
fair.
be
You know
honest.
what? That's actually a fucking good point.
And that's my criteria
Yeah.
for my Mount Rushmore, right? Bruce Lee brings us changes the game in fight choreography. Stallone gives us the big muscly man action hero trope, right? Sigourney Weaver gives us that for women and equality, right? And then the last phase, I want to give it to Bruce Willis because Bruce Willis gives us realism.
You know
Okay.
what? I'm fucking with it.
Because
I'm fucking
because
with
of
it. I'm
Die
with
Hard.
John's
Die
list.
Hard
The only thing
gives
I'm
us
going to
that
swing
level
out
of
is just
realism.
Tom Cruise because
Tom Cruise is my
but
like.
see-
If I had to have a fifth head on my mountain,
Yeah.
Tom Cruise is there.
But the thing is, nothing Tom Cruise does pushes the genre forward. He only walks in the
What do you
footsteps of
mean,
others.
mate? He's the first guy to ever do a stunt in Abu Dhabi off the giant Sky Tower.
Yeah, but that's still an actor who does his own stunts.
Nothing has really been seen like that since Buster Keaton in 1930 when he was doing the hurricane scene with the house.
But did that
has nothing-
redefine
Yes.
the action, the character, not just how his portrayal was of it? Now, this is what John, I think, is getting at here.
This is when we get
No, I'm
into
talking about pushing the whole
semantics.
genre
Yeah,
forward.
John's, the people we
You
have
don't
picked
think
here.
people are now looking at big action set pieces again after...
Dude, Bruce Willis, not Bruce Willis, Bruce Lee literally is what you've just said just then as well. The
Yeah.
first person to do that. But essentially, he just did his own stunt. Bruce Lee did his own stunts too.
No, but this is not to the same size and scale. Bruce Lee was like a martial artist who was really good at understanding choreography and how to make sure that he gets the right moves at the right time and everything looks really aesthetically pleasing. Otherwise, Tom Cruise is focusing on big action set pieces where people were doing pre-production on these for months, until it comes on the day that Tom Cruise is ready to do the stunt in one take, like the Abu Dhabi, like when he jumped on their Hercules plane carrier at the start of Fallout 4. These big action set pieces have not been seen because people have been so reliant on CGI for the past decade that people have gotten lazy and not putting money into it, even though it's actually cheaper
So
to do
he's-
live action set pieces.
So what he's done though is he's revived that. He hasn't invented it. That's what I'm saying.
But I think the revival is still important because it keeps the art form alive, which is the reason why he's on my round.
I'm not
Mount
saying you're
Rushmore.
wrong. All I'm getting at is I think John and I are on the same page. Granted, this is the beauty of a Mount Rushmore discussion. you define your own criteria.
You've brought me for the right day, I'll be fair.
You define your own criteria, right? And what we're looking at is the role changed and moved the genre forward.
See, I'm
right?
talking about the action star and how
So you're
he-
going by what the actor has managed to do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Within the
Because we
confines
talk
of
about
that
action
role.
stars, not action characters. Because I feel like action characters is a lot different, and like how these actors have portrayed these roles. Because that could be completely different. I'm talking about how the star itself has stayed relevant, or has superseded himself above what he's done, so people still see like I respect him for what he does because he's done this, and this.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. See, for me, I'm looking at it holistically, right? It's sort of like because the actor plays an active role in the creation of the product, right? It's not just the director, it's not just the scriptwriter. Like the actor has to bring something to the table, right? It's like there were probably big muscly dudes before Sylvester Stallone, but Sylvester Stallone just had that chutzpah that sparked the imagination of a nation, right? And set the world on fire for big muscly movie stars, right?
But also
Bruce Lee isn't the only martial artist ever in history to consider going to Hollywood. Surely not.
No.
He just took it to that next level. That's what I'm saying, right? Like these actors bring that next level. Like I don't think you could have done Aliens with anybody other than Sigourney Weaver, right? I don't think you could have done Die Hard with anybody other. Actually, no. Yeah, with anybody
John
other than Bruce
McClane, no,
Willis.
I think that's an interesting case study because
Yeah.
I feel like he's perfect. Like he's perfect for the role.
He is perfect for the role. That's what I'm saying. Like
Bruce
these
Willis is
roles,
perfect.
like it's all kind of an amalgamation of the right person at the right time with the right script and the right directors, right? And that's creates these sparks of innovation, right? Like technologically speaking, we could have had Twitter in the 90s, but why didn't we get it until like 2009, right? Because all of these other things had to happen, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, these people push the genre forward because they had to be there in the right place in the right time.
And why do we not get the right technology so soon? Like, why did we not get Twitter and stuff so soon? Conspiracy theories.
Oh, God. Okay. And with that, welcome to Pint Party, a podcast designed to turn a beer and a chat into a tax write-off. I'm your host, John McLeish. And joining me, returning once again, is our main man, David Yang. David, welcome.
What up?
and our resident movie buff Lachlan Beasley. Welcome, Lockie.
Hello, John. How are you today?
I'm doing all right. Okay.
You're not going to be happy for the next segment. Do you want to explain what we're going to be talking about?
All right. So before we started recording, both Dave and Lachlan came to me and they said, John, right, we're staging a coup. Okay, we're taking over the show. We're forcing you out. Right, we're throwing out the run sheet, and we want to talk about.
It was a good run sheet.
We want to talk about Area 51 memes, and I'm like, well, that's okay. We can talk about Area 51 memes, and they're like, no, we want to talk about not just that. We want to have a broader discussion about conspiracy theories. And I'm like, oh, okay, so you don't want to spend like 2 minutes laughing at Area 51 memes and then we move on with our lives? No, we want to talk about conspiracy theories. This is what you sound like in my head. Like, this is how you came across to me.
Can we just really quickly, Area 51 memes have got to be the best meme I've seen.
It was a long time coming.
Yeah. Like it's one of those things when you first pitched, I'm imagining like 40 whatever years ago when they first pitched Area 51. Surely they must have sat back. I don't know. I don't know.
There's a pitching meeting for Area 51.
When they pitched Area 51, surely they sat back and went, God, there's going to be some dickhead teenagers 40 years from now. They're going to fucking meme the shit out of this.
They're going to rush the place.
Oh, they're going to rush the place. Dude, Area 51 memes are fucking so good. It's got to be the best meme I've seen since, honestly, Doge.
Really?
Doge. I'm going Doge is probably... Like, there's been so many memes.
Explain to the audience what you mean by this.
Like, best meme? Like, in terms of how much it's just taken off.
Or Doge.
Like,
what do you mean by Doge?
The Doge meme.
Oh, yeah, the dog that says many things, much this, wow.
Yeah, sad, me sad, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, of course.
Like, that was, like, so mainstream. That, like, polluted everywhere. Like, I'm pretty sure it even made it to, like... You know, primetime, daytime, like news.
Yeah,
right? Like it was like that big of a meme, right? This is where Area 51 is getting at right now. Well, it is taken.
It has
over.
a historical value to it, though. It's not just like one of those is like a classic meme, right?
Yeah.
Like one of those is a classic meme, but I would not say it has the historical significance like Area 51, because Area 51 this has been a lulz topic for.
Dude,
decades.
I can't get
decades.
enough of it.
And it's only because of social media that like we can all band together and just absolutely laugh.
I mean,
on this
social media is
together.
why we have memes.
Yeah.
I know. It was a thing that was a long time coming when social media was born, that memes were going to be the new form of comedy that we're all going to enjoy and create. But Area 51.
Yeah.
Do you think there's aliens there?
No.
Well, are we going to kick off with the conspiracy theories?
Yeah, why not?
Because that's in my top 3 conspiracy theories. That comes in at third. All right, that aliens are at Area 51.
Well, then, before we move on to number 2, then let's talk about Area 51. So the Area 51 meme, for those who don't know, who aren't, who aren't citizens of the internet, basically somebody made it's based on the original meme, which is somebody makes a dumb Facebook event, like let's all go to Federation Square
and yell like Goku.
And yell like Goku.
No, oh my god, the best one of that has been the fucking let's all go to Fed Square and scream "Father" from IT Crowd.
Yeah, right.
Father!
Okay. So that's the thing. So that's what I mean. So it was based on one of those gimmicks, and the gimmick was let's storm Area 51. They can't stop all of us. And then somebody made the joke that you should run in like Naruto. Now the Naruto run, for anybody
hands out, hands to the back.
Yeah, is you hold your hands out like they're wings, like you're
not
to your side, not an aeroplane.
It's behind you like this.
That's my point.
Behind your torso, so you're creating a jet stream.
Yeah, it's not like a 747. It's more like a
Western
fighter
culture.
jet, right? It's more of a chevron, a diamondy kind of a look. And you run bent at the waist as well.
But you're
like
gonna
that.
run with your eyes up.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Nose up, eyes up, so you're running forward.
You're running forward.
You know what? No stiff to the Naruto, but it's an absolutely aerodynamically proven running style. So
I don't know why people haven't taken this more social. It needs to be more socially acceptable.
It does. It's the same logic behind my fucking foot gloves. All right. I'm
Master of
amphibious. Master of land and sea. All right, Master of land and sea. I'm amphibious. I'm the most optimal human alive at that point if I have those shoes on.
Okay, let's say
Now, if I added Naruto running into that, I'm unstoppable.
If aliens were to land tomorrow, invade tomorrow, and you were to provide them one offering, would you give them your amphibian shoes?
They wouldn't need them. They wouldn't need them. They're already the master of their own craft, bro. All right, what I would give them.
They've arrived here.
No, the first thing he'd say is, "Hey, buddy, you want a root?" Like that's what'll happen. Because
do you want to be the first guy to sleep with an extraterrestrial?
Yeah. Dude, we had the discussion
He wants
yesterday.
to plant the flag where no one has planted the flag before.
Dude, because that's the
Neil
basis.
Armstrong's got nothing on me.
That's the basis of half the Area 51 memes. It's like, I'm going to Area 51 to clap some alien cheeks, right? And I fucking love that.
Yeah,
No, because I was talking to
dude,
Locke yesterday. I
that's-
can't remember what I said.
Yeah.
I was just like, if I had to like sleep with one historical figure from history,
Yeah.
who would it be? And my pick is, I would swoop Eve from Adam.
I mean,
I would take the
You'd dog
first
the man?
female known to history, and I would be the first known dog. The first known dog act would come running there and just swoop Eve.
Just imagine Adam just being like, bro.
Just Adam behind the tree, like, what are you doing? Wait, I thought I was the only bloke here.
God's just like, sorry, bro. That's like that meme from How I Met Your Mother where it's like, sorry, bro.
You just got to sniffle it. Sorry, dude. So Area 51-3 is at my third highest conspiracy.
But
I love it.
why do you hate conspiracy theories, John?
because they're so dumb. Like, I
But
mean,
that's the brilliance of the conspiracy theory.
they're
Like, tell me what you told me before
Okay.
about the whole moon landing thing, because there's a
Oh,
big thing with
okay,
the
alright.
moon landing
God.
being...
Okay, so the other week it was the 50th anniversary of the moon landing on July 20th, 1969, when Neil Armstrong landed on the moon and was like, "G'day, mates, how you going?" Right, lot of moon rocks out here. You know, it's a bit shit. No pub.
If an Australian landed on the
If an
moon...
Australian, dude, if an Australian landed on the moon,
It's a bit shit.
yeah, nah, good size,
Not bad, good
not
size.
bad.
This is Wollongong Control calling Bruce Armstrong. Bruce, can you hear me? Yeah, mate, I'm here. Right, so you've just landed on the moon. Can you give us the report back, the visual observation, please? Over. Yeah, mate. Yeah, look, it's a bit shit. There's no pub.
Can't find a good pot and palm out here, mate.
Right, and you know me, mate. I'm a Melburnian. Can't find a fucking good coffee to save me life up here.
Fuck that ride in, sucked, eh?
No traffic though, which is a bonus.
Fuck.
Mate, it's a bit chilly. I didn't bring my enemy merino out here to keep me warm.
Forgot me swag.
Forgot me
What am I
woolly
sleeping
socks.
with, mate?
Wear me socks. My God.
mate. You know, there's a lot of dust out here. Wish I'd have brought me gum boots.
All right, we could do
All right,
this
we're
all
starting
day.
the prediction. Get an Australian on the moon.
Let's get a Bunnings on the moon.
All right. Oh my god, mate.
Hey.
If we're going to colonize Mars and we're not taking Bunnings over there, I'm not going.
Oh, I
I'm not
guarantee.
going. I'll go down with Earth.
Mate, if
I
they-
will go down
If
with
they're
Earth.
bringing mine at 10, I'm not going.
All right.
It has to be Bunnings.
I want Bunnings and I want a Goodyear up there.
A good year.
I want a Goodyear.
So anyway, the moon landing thing, right? There were a lot of conspiracy theories that even came out straight after it, of people saying, "Oh, it was all staged. It was in a film studio." Yada 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 yada. Okay, so besides the fact that you can like get a pretty powerful telescope, look at the moon, and you can see like the landing site, right? Because they left a lot of trash up there. The moon's a pretty messy place. We leave a lot of rubbish on the moon. I learned there's like 200 tons of rubbish on the moon.
What?
Yeah, from like various moon.
We've only
landings.
been like twice.
No, we went a bunch of times. We went like 7 times. And then
Really?
And by the way, when I say we, I mean that's just like America went 7 times. Then you got it. Then
Russia as well.
Russia. Well, I don't know if Russia ever landed a person on the moon, but they've sent like probes and stuff there. China sent a probe up there recently onto the far side of the moon, right? With a little. Their probe was actually really cool, by the way. It had a little kind of like garden in it, like a little self-contained garden. One of them. It was just like a big thing. You can get these little self-contained gardens, like gardens in a bottle type things, and they're just completely self-sustaining. So they sent one of those up to the moon just to see if it would, just to see what would happen, and it died immediately, right? To nobody's surprise, but you got to do it. That's science.
Wait, can
Right.
you explain to me the whole the moon landing staged because the flag wobbled?
Oh, okay, yeah. So, that's one of the arguments people make is that the flag wobbled, right? And people said, oh, well, that's because that's the wind in the set and from the air conditioners and stuff because it's bloody hot in those suits. Right, if you're doing it under stage lighting and things. And the thing is that the reason why it wiggled is because of Newtonian physics. So Newtonian physics states that an object in motion will remain in motion unless acted upon by another force. So that's why if you're in space, in space, not on a moon or whatever, and you're in microgravity, it's called technically microgravity, not no gravity, it's called microgravity, and you throw an object, you just piffed it as hard as you could, it's not going to stop until it hits.
Yeah,
something,
Newton's law.
right? That's what I'm
Inertia
saying.
it is.
Right, that's inertia, right? And so, and the moon having 1/6 the gravity of Earth is under the, and in fact, means that like that wobble. If he'd have done it in a studio, there would have been a little bit of wobble, and then it would have stopped, right? Because of the air in the studio, so to speak, would have stopped it. The air pressure would have stopped it. There's no air on the moon because there's next to no atmosphere, right? And so it just kept wobbling because there was nothing acting on it, right? To stop it. So that's why it wobbled. It's just like, and that honestly, the only way to stop that wobble is if Neil would turn around and went, okay, and just grabbed it and just arrested the motion, which he never did. He just walked away.
So was
He
it
was
still
too busy.
wobbling today?
No, it was blown over because they planted the flag too close to the ship. And it got blown over when the rockets went off.
Fucking jobbers, of course.
They completely fucked it
They
up.
didn't bring a gunman up there. I tell you what.
You know, they totally bollocksed it. Like the second they took off, the thing just went boom and hit the ground. But they left little reflective plates up there as well, and you can point a laser at them and shoot a laser at it and get a bounce back. So that's another way of proving that we've been on the moon. The other big thing is that you can't see any stars. And people go, oh, there's no stars. Of course there's stars in space. Well, the reason why you can't see any stars is because of the camera itself. The camera's exposure value was set so that you could see the astronauts and you could see the moon.
Foreground, not
what's
the
in the
background.
foreground, not what's in the background. And because the light coming from the stars is so weak compared to the light being reflected off the ground of the moon, which is coming from our sun, which is infinitely closer.
What was the aperture set on the? Do you know the aperture that was set on?
I have no idea. It's publicly
You
available.
really hate this conspiracy theory. I do too. I think it's a dumb
Like, it's a-
conspiracy
it's a
theory.
dumb-
Well, Neil Armstrong punched a dude in the head over it.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
have you heard
if you
about
don't
this?
believe my life's achievement was
Right.
real.
Have you heard-
Like, yeah.
No, so he had a guy who harassed him about it. He used to come to public events and say, oh, you're a faker, you're a faker, you're a faker. And eventually Neil just got, like, this guy got right up in Neil's face one day and
Good
was
as.
just like, you're a faker. And so Neil, being an ex-Air Force man, just went, fuck you, and just punched him square in the face, decked him.
You know what? I don't
Right.
fucking blame him.
Mate.
Can you imagine someone saying your
No,
life work was completely fake?
Literally nobody on Earth blamed him for it either. Like he did this in front of the world, in front of the press, in front of the police. He just punched the guy. He just
Was the
decked
guy making an absolute fuss before the hit though?
He
'Cause
was.
yeah.
He was. That's what I'm saying. And like even the police were just like, yeah,
Fair.
man, fair.
Fair.
That's fair. That's some justice right there. That's how we do it.
That's some.
Some old boxer in Detroit's like, it's got a nice right hook.
Yeah. Right. And so like, yeah, I think it was Neil that did it. It might have been Buzz. No, I think it was Neil. I'm pretty sure it was Neil.
Is Neil more famous than Buzz Aldrin?
Yeah, because he's the first.
Yeah.
First man. It's a harsh gig being the second man on the moon.
No, yeah, I know that's.
That's
I
the hardest.
hate that, man.
That's the hardest job description.
I mean, it is,
in
but-
the universe.
But like that order was set months before they even landed on the
Yeah.
moon.
Well,
Like, that was
imagine
months
having
before they
that
even
bickering,
left.
like trying to push each other down the stairs. Like, I'm gonna be the first man. I'm gonna be the first man.
No. That's all. No, the reason why the order was set the way it was because of where they were inside the landing capsule. And because they're all wearing all sorts of gear and stuff like that, they have to get out in that order, or else they can't physically get out because otherwise they'd be bumping into each other.
Well, it definitely wasn't alphabetical. Otherwise, Aldrin would have been first.
But
No,
do you reckon
no,
it's
no,
a
no,
case
no.
of like pulling straws? Like, surely.
I'm pretty sure Neil was also the commander of the mission, which is why he went to.
Oh,
he went
yeah,
first.
commander
It was
first.
based
Commander
on
first, fair
it was
enough.
based on rank, I think. I can't remember what the exact order is. I can't remember the exact reasoning for the order, I should say. But it's all on NASA's website. You can go and Google all of this, and it's just like right there. Hell, you can Google the startup sequence for the Saturn V rocket, right, and just read the startup sequence and see how the whole thing works, right? If you wanted to.
So, are you saying to me you'd be pretty confident that you could fly that rocket?
Fuck no. Fuck no.
Could you imagine if he's like, oh yeah, I've read it over once on Google.
I can't imagine it being a difficult rocket to fly, as in the person sitting there.
Well, it's the guy
it's a
at the
difficult thing
command
to
center.
configure. Exactly, there's a command center.
Yeah, no.
That's their job.
Once you
Make sure it goes straight.
No, well, that's the thing. You don't want it to go straight. You actually need it to turn.
It needs to
It's
go
called
to
a
the curvature of the.
Yeah, it goes with the curvature of the Earth at a certain degree. It's called a gravity turn because that way, that way Earth's gravity also gives you an assist.
Yeah.
It gives you a speed boost when you get yourself into an
Learning
orbit.
so much about astrophysics today.
Well, this is kind of basic orbital dynamics. Basically, the way orbits work is you're not actually kind of like floating. You're just falling and constantly missing the Earth, right? And your highest point from the Earth is your apoapsis, I think, and then the lowest point is the periapsis. And your periapsis, what you want to do is you want to push your apoapsis out beyond the edge of the Earth, on the other side of the Earth. So
Which is the top point.
yeah, which is the highest point.
In layman's terms. Layman's terms, it's the top point.
You turn if you were to go just straight up, right? Your apoapsis would be outside of the Earth, but your orbit would be through the Earth. So you want to turn it into a circle, not an oval. And so if you start making it a circle, basically as soon as you take off, right, that's just the easiest way to do it. It's the most fuel efficient way to do it. You could do it where you go straight up and then turn 90 degrees and then burn hard.
Is it harder than a 3-point turn?
To do a gravity turn?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
3-point turn in a fucking car.
yeah,
Depends on the car.
It's pretty difficult because if you fuck it up, you die.
I reckon a 3-point turn on a truck would actually be harder than flying a spaceship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a novice, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Well, have you heard the theory that in order to achieve the speed of light, all you got to do is just navigate around the event horizon of a black hole and then have enough propulsion to get out of that?
Well, I've seen
And
that.
you just run the event horizon, giving it and going against its use of its gravity to build up the speed, and then just hoping
it is theoretically
It's theoretically possible. is what I'm saying.
because light's able to do it.
It's
Yeah.
interesting because I watched a film with Robert Pattinson called High Life not long ago.
Yeah.
And the premise was this about a group of people that
The
were
new
sent out to go see the go look at the black hole to try and gain energy from it. And they tried to do the turn, and they sent a pod out into the black hole, and you being a human using your brain and logics, she gets crushed under the weight of the.
Well, that's why it
super
exists
black
in
hole.
theory. That's why it's the event horizon. If you go beyond it, you're not coming back,
Yeah.
right? But if you're able to, and I think Interstellar
Interstellar
did it?
plays with the idea, but that's
It
more
plays
of a
with the idea.
time travel.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
getting. Well, you can. Theoretically,
well-
time is slower. So if you were to hover around the event horizon, I'm not sure of the math, but that's where, in theory, it's if you hover
it's
around
beyond the event horizon. So not on it. You've got to be a couple 100 million clicks off of it. There's a gap. There's this gap. I can't explain. I can't paint a word picture for how a black hole works because that's really.
I'm fucking love
I'm
fucking black
sure there's a
holes.
conspiracy theory
When-
that black holes are just propaganda as well.
Oh, they probably.
No, dude,
is.
that would piss me off.
That's what I'm saying. I'm
it's
sure they're
scientifically proven now.
Well, now it is because there's now
but the
first scientific photos of black holes.
Yeah.
No, but
they've
they're
just come
proven
through.
in physics.
Yeah, I know. They've been
Yeah,
proven,
yeah.
but now
But
you can actually look at it and be like, that's a
Yeah,
black
no,
hole.
but
But
even then.
in order for a black hole to function, our planet has to be a sphere. Right, so flat earthers would then deny that black holes exist.
So you,
Well, this comes in the most topical, most famous conspiracy theory right now as a flat Earth.
Yeah,
this is the dumbest conspiracy theory in my eyes, though.
I have sympathy. I kind of feel sorry for flat earthers because for me that's like the morons conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
The mole man theory.
It's
back in the
so
day.
much of a stupid conspiracy theory that fighting against it brings you down to the level, and you don't even want to fight against it.
No.
That's why there's still a big community, is because I'm imagining a lot of people just going, "You are so stupid that I am not even going to waste my time.
I was going to let you live in your,
I'm just going
in
to
your
let
universe.
you sit there and believe that this
Yeah.
Earth is flat.
yeah. So
Be more stupid."
but really, what flat earthers these days are about, like a contemporary flat earther isn't just
Contemporary flat Earth.
isn't just like the
It's different.
Earth. Yeah, it is different because they're not just like the Earth is flat. They've moved on from that. Really, what they are is they reject science as a concept for gathering information about the world. So that's why they believe in a flat Earth, because they don't see that nobody has proven the Earth is not flat, because they reject science and scientific method. So yeah, but I will say the one thing I got to give flat earthers points for really is they make some really beautiful models, right? Really, really beautiful models of the Earth.
You explained this to me before, but I can't quite.
Okay, so I saw a video. They had a flat Earth convention in Canada somewhere.
I love it's
right?
in Canada
and
as well.
and it runs like any standard convention, right? There's like panels where people talk about flat Earth and all this kind of stuff. And they had like a little artist alley where artists were selling their flat Earth related wares, right? And one of the people was selling like an atlas of the flat Earth, right? But it's a 3D atlas, so it's a hand sculpted model made out of wood and glass and brass of the flat Earth, and it's beautiful. It's big too. It's probably about half a meter in diameter, right? And it's just this beautiful, beautiful model of the Earth. Like all the mountains and all the continents and everything's all properly like chiseled out and everything. It's all beautifully painted. You know, the only difference on it being is that Antarctica is the rim of the world, right? And then there's a big dome, and then on the dome they had chiseled, etched onto the dome, the sun and the moon and stuff like that, because that's all within the dome. that covers the flat Earth according to certain schools of philosophical flat Earth thought. And it's just a really beautiful model. It costs like $600, and I was like, damn, I would buy that. Like, it is a beautiful, like, I don't believe in the flat Earth theory at all. That was just a really beautiful piece of art. Like, it was just really, 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 really well done.
What's on the other side? That's what flat Earth is just always confused me.
That's the point of contention in flat Earth theory, is that people have different ideas. Some people say it's another Earth, right?
Idiots.
And we're being separated by there's a whole other race of humans under there.
I'm not even going to... We're done with this discussion. I'm using my Pint pass.
Yeah.
Fuck the flat Earth.
Yeah.
Such a stupid conspiracy.
So there's them. And
Pint pass.
Have we not? I swear I've told you about the Pint pass.
No.
Oh yeah. At any time you can just decide that a discussion is over and just move
So
on.
it's a veto.
It's a veto.
It's a veto.
Oh my
Yeah.
god! I didn't realize we had vetoes.
So
But
anyway,
you only get one veto per episode.
Okay.
And
So-
it's got to be justified.
Yeah, right.
This is justified because fuck flat Earth.
So
Right.
so we've done flat Earth, we've done the moon, and Area 51. We never really kind of put the kibosh on that.
Well,
so,
because isn't the conspiracy simple behind Area 51 that it's just that they house aliens there?
yeah, it's a really
Whereas-
simple
But
conspiracy.
it's been like known that like they house alien there for decades.
Do you think there's actually aliens at Area 51?
I reckon at one
No.
stage they probably had like meteorites and stuff they thought was
because
like,
how are we
wreckage.
defining aliens? Because I think the general consensus behind the meme of it is that aliens, it's the grey alien, right?
Yeah.
It's the humanoid looking.
I mean, it doesn't matter at this
Greetings,
point. Just
human.
aliens, period. Like, did they come? Are they from an extra?
so is it a
body? Yes or
life
no?
form of any kind,
No,
like
life
a
form of
living
any kind.
molecule?
Do you
Yeah.
rate my alien impersonation? Or?
Go on.
Greetings, human. Welcome. We mean you no harm.
That's
Is that
Dude, you would
Is
you
that
would
very
you would
classic 50s?
you.
or?
I was going to say you would kill it as a 1950s alien, like
Yeah.
for sure.
maybe we send you to the front of the line.
Yeah, you would make.
Right.
you
One
would
of you.
You're our Peter Dinklage going over to the fucking.
I love Peter Dinklage. I'll go.
Trying to speak to
That's right.
Cersei and talk her down, right? You're what we send first to the guards of Area 51. Like, no, aliens have escaped and I'm right here. Let me just come back.
That plan completely fails, so I end up just trying to jump the fence by myself. I'd be like Liam Neeson, takes 12 frames to jump a fence.
So yeah. So
That's
so
me,
where
bruv.
where the alien thing comes from with Area 51 is, see, Area 51 is just an extension of, I think it's called McAndrews Air Force Base. Is that the name of the Air Force Base?
You'd probably
in
know
Nevada?
Is it
more
not
than me.
Roswell, or is that just the show name?
I
No,
think that's-
Roswell's a place. It's
Okay.
not. It's not a base. It's just a place where they reckon an alien landed.
Okay,
That's what
okay.
made it famous. No, Area 51 is a couple hundred miles outside of Las Vegas. It's about 100 miles, I think, as the crow flies outside of Las Vegas, and it's technically an extension of the Air Force Base in Las Vegas, which
Yeah.
I think is called Is it MacArthur or McAllen? It starts with an M. I can't
I think it
remember.
might be MacArthur.
It might be MacArthur Air Force Base. It doesn't matter. Point is, it's part of that. It's an Air Force base, right? And it was originally the CIA operated out of there
Yeah.
too. And honestly, all they were doing is they were just spying on the Russians.
stuff.
They were
Because
doing
I think
spy
at the end
shit.
of the day, that's what Area 51
But
for
here's
me.
the other thing. Here's the other thing, right? Because it's part of the Air Force, it was also a place where they tested top secret planes, right? And where the UFO idea comes from is they'd be flying these stealth fighters around.
Yeah.
You've seen them, the big triangle one
Big
with
bombers.
the big bomber,
Yeah.
the stealth bomber, right? So they were flying those around, and people would see that in the sky and go, "What the fuck is that?" And then if
big
you called the
black-
police and said, "What the fuck is that?" they wouldn't know, and then they'd call the military, and the military are like, "We're not going to fucking tell you."
the military, they're on the line with their mate going, oh, well, fuck,
Yeah,
they found out.
What are
do
these
we do?
black triangles in the sky?
There are-
Bleed ignorance. Bleed ignorance. Oh, fuck if we know.
Yeah,
We're going
you
to take it to the president. President picks up the phone. It's like, no, you'll be flying the stealth bombers. Like, yeah, but just pretend like you don't know.
Yeah. So that's it. And from that, the conspiracy is born, right? And then from that, you go, okay, well, if the UFOs are aliens, and if any of those, and then they would land near Area 51, well, then that's where or if they crashed or something,
By association,
right?
really.
By association.
John has just debunked Area 51.
Thanks, John.
It's honestly, and that was back then. Nowadays, it's just like a storage facility. I think they just store shit there. Like it's honestly like more plain shit. Like it's
The Ark of the Covenant might be there, but we don't know.
no. If you stormed Area 51, you just find a bunch of spare parts for planes.
Yeah.
Like it's less of a facility for aliens and more of like a bloody what do you call it? A car, like a car
Used
store.
car lot. Like,
Used car lot, yeah, like that's kind of what it is. But no, it's like a place where you go and get parts. Like I can't remember what Repco. It's a Repco for fighter jets. That's what Area 51 is.
then why are they so locked in on protecting it?
Because conspiracy theory.
No,
because,
like
no,
They
because
probably still have high tech, like high.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
advanced
there's
tech there.
there's
bro.
They
still
do.
like
They have-
really top end gimmicky shit there.
yeah,
Right.
but it's top end stealth fighter technology.
But it's not aliens.
No,
It's
it's
not aliens.
I've always
It's
said, like,
human
I've always
tech.
thought it's like
Yeah.
It's gonna be Air Force stuff.
And also, the reason why it's so highly protected is because it's an Air Force base. An Air Force and any military facility is always highly protected,
yeah, no fair.
right? It doesn't matter where it is.
When do they actually plan to rush Area 51?
September 20th.
Do you reckon they will? Do you?
I reckon
okay,
there'll be a group there.
I think there's about 2 million who have responded to the Facebook page,
Including a bunch of celebrities.
yeah, like it's meme, like proper meme material at the moment,
Yeah.
right? But on the 20th of September,
But there'll be a
I would
niche group.
love
There'll
to
be
know.
there'll be the diehard. Like,
There are always the diehards, and I reckon though. See, this is
What's
where
the extent of it? I reckon they just get to like the right of the line where
There'll be
like,
a
there
guy
will
with
be
a 50 cal.
Yeah, there'll
and
be a
he's just-
guard just going
You'll
like,
just hear the rack of the 50 cal. That's and
No.
like they'll be like, "Oh, we're going home."
No,
Like,
they won't even get close enough to hear the rack of the 50 cal because in order to get to Area 51, it's a single road in, and there are heaps of signs all along the way
course, it's
saying,
like checkpoints.
"Hey, you're approaching a military base. Like, don't come any further." And there's and about I think it's about half a kilometer or a kilometer out from the base. There's a gate.
yeah, of course.
That with that's fully guarded with little dudes, and they say, hey, you can't go no further. You turn around, and go back. Like there was a tour bus that accidentally went up to that gate once, and it was a big thing. And but even then, it wasn't like there wasn't
All
a
these
violent
Korean
showdown.
tourists just like, "Oh,
No, literally, what happened was the bus got stopped, and then there's a military base, and you turn around, and go away, and then the guy turned around, and went away. Like it wasn't a thing, right? What's going to happen is they'll be like, I'm not even see now.
it's gonna be one guy sprinting across."
I reckon
that
there'll just be
field.
one dude. There'll just be one dude, and he'll get it on camera because he has to show that he was there.
He'll go
right?
at night as well. He'll
Yeah,
try to
he'll
be
do the Naruto run. He'll do the Naruto run.
Weren't they going to do it during the day or something?
That's
Like-
why I think that they're like they can't stop us all of this.
Yeah.
And they're just gonna like charge the gate like.
Yeah.
Do
middle
you
of the day.
reckon
And
if all 2 million went that they couldn't stop them?
They couldn't stop 2
no,
million. No.
Well, actually, yeah, no, they could.
Because that's the point of the meme.
Predator
right?
drones, like
That's the point of the meme.
But, like-
they can't stop us all. So if 2 million people were to actually show up at whatever point in this Nevada desert,
They just shot 20,000.
and if you're the
people
Area
trying to-
51 guys, obviously I like to believe the government knows the meme exists, right? So they're sitting back and laughing, going, they're idiots, right?
no, they already have. The Air Force has already put out an official statement
Yeah.
strongly saying, "Please don't do this." Like,
Yeah,
this is a really.
what I'm
dumb
getting
idea.
at is, let's just say 2 million people genuinely do show up. I believe the government is sitting at the back going, we don't need to put any more people there on that day. We trust our own guys enough because we believe no one's going to come. So it's just like another ordinary day for us. But then 2 million jobbers show up.
No,
Now-
they'll put extra people on the base. But the thing is that they've announced it months out. So like, if 2 million people did genuinely show up and they did overrun the defenses, like. Well, like the month before, they would have moved all the secret crap out.
Yeah, fair enough.
So like, all that you're going to find is a bunch
There's
of empty
tunnels.
drawers,
You didn't know we had
cabinets,
tunnels.
right? It's
Maybe
like,
for their benefit, they let it happen then. Move all the shit out for about a month, put it to Area 52, right? Let them storm Area 51, realize it's just desert, right?
Well, see-
Maybe a couple of parts, and they all sit back and go, well, we're fucking idiots.
See, that's what I would do that as a recruitment strategy for the army because like the the thing is though the US military doesn't need any gimmicks to recruit people. They've already got pretty good recruitment numbers as it is because of the way their society is structured. So like you don't need any recruitment gimmicks, but I'd do it as a recruitment gimmick. I'd just say, okay guys, listen, you want to see what's going on in Area 51? I just throw the doors open and just be like, come on in. Right. And like I said, the month before you've already moved all the top secret shit
Yeah.
out. And you say, look, here it is. Look, it's just a big warehouse.
Like a big walking
Right?
tour.
There's a plane.
Make a
You've
bit of
seen-
money from it too, a little bit of peddling. Like,
No. What the army gets out of it is recruitment. That's something you have recruiters there, right?
if you're able to get past some of our defenses, you're good enough.
No. You throw the doors open. Like you just open up and say, just invite anybody in who wants to come.
Fair.
That's what I'm saying. And you have recruitment officer and you make a party out of it.
Self-guided-
You sell
self-guided
fucking
tour?
yeah. No. You have guys there taking you on
You
a tour.
sell America.
You sell America. You sell the army to them. You say, hey, join the army, join the Marines, join the Air Force.
Whilst there's nothing here,
Right.
there might be something out there.
right.
Uh.
You know, go and see the world. I don't know. You know, and you just see there's a lot of officers, and you go, you know, there's Karen, she's the tea lady. Oh, gdday, Karen, how are you? Have you seen any
And
aliens?
it's just a regular 1999
No.
office.
Yeah, it's just like Dunder Mifflin Paper Company, but with more American flags around. Like that's it.
Maybe one or two guns.
and maybe one or two guns. Like that's it.
They have
Right?
one kind of like Nerf gun that looks like a laser gun. There's like, yeah, this is a high
Oh
tech
yeah,
laser.
this is
beam.
our, this is our high. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Like if I was the guys on the base, I'd absolutely make a joke out of it, right? I'd bring like Nerf guns in and paint them up and be like, yeah, this is our alien laser cannon. Now you can't touch it because if you touch it, it will literally turn your insides out, right? But we can touch it because we've been inoculated against its effects.
What do you
we
reckon
got,
there-
We got injections in our butts. Right, we're gonna get cancer in 40 years, but it'll be worth it.
What do you reckon their Halloween parties are like?
At Area 51.
You're gonna it's always alien.
You reckon they
themed?
have 6 staff parties?
Well, you're gonna just always alien.
Yeah, I
themed.
reckon they. No.
It's like I reckon
It's someone
It's ET themed
suggests,
6 years in a row.
someone suggests it, and there's just a loud sigh
Yeah.
in the fucking boardroom, like, "Oh, alien theme again."
Fucking hell, Karen. This is why we don't let you organise the Halloween parties. You've done it again.
But I think the brilliance of it is,
I don't want to.
would-
No, I don't want to watch Alien again. For fuck's sake, can we watch something else? Can we watch a romantic comedy?
I
Can we
want
put
to
on The
watch When
Terminal?
Harry Met Sally, and let's be done with it. It's a good movie, by the way.
So much gimmick potential at Area 51, like from a staff perspective.
I would. The thing is, though, if we were going to go, I'd rather just set up on the lawn and just do a podcast and just be like, "We're here at Area 51."
See,
We're
so
just
in
this
the
is-
background, you just
5Ks out from
you
Area
just hear
51.
battle cries of people charging the gate.
Just
Funny
Naruto.
as-
See, here's the thing. This is bringing me back to my original guess because I've been following this on Reddit. So there's a big guesstimate about basically 2 million. Never going to happen. Not going to happen.
No shit.
Because some of those people who are going are here, and it's like, okay, where are you? How are you going to get flight? No,
Yeah.
it's just a gimmick, right? I think it's not even 1 million. It's not even 100,000. I think
I don't even give you 1,000, honestly. Like,
I'm gonna say I say about 100. But here's the thing, right? Then I split it up between people who are actually going to quote unquote storm the base and people who are there to cover the people quote unquote storming the base. So what you're gonna have
of the 100, 95 of them are journalists.
yeah, of the 100, 95 of them are journalists and YouTubers and Twitch streamers.
Yeah.
Right? IRL Twitch streamers who are just like, hey guys, we're down here at Area 51 to see what's up. And then there's like 5 people who are like genuinely mentally ill and
Just
genuinely need
neckbeards.
therapy. Right? Who are, well, not necessarily.
It is
neckbeards.
definitely a media day.
Right, it's a media day. In fact, you know what? I'd be prepared to guess that it'll actually be there'll be 100 people turn up, and all 100 of them will be media. They won't even. They'll just,
So are you running in? No, I'm
No.
just here to cover it. No,
Yeah.
remember that bloke's over there. No,
Yeah.
you run in and no,
and
I'm
then
just covering it.
the article is so like we turned up to see who'd come, and it was just other journalists, and we just hung out and like had a beer, and it was a good day, right? In
It'd just
the
be like
desert.
it'd just be Logan and
Right. In
Jake
fact,
Paul just
yeah.
like rocking up, just like yeah, dude, we're here.
yeah. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on the video.
But yeah, guys, if you're a fan of this podcast, please like, subscribe.
Yeah. You know, that's what I think is going to happen. It's going to be like 100 people, and that'll be it.
Conspiracy themes. I think we've done pretty well today with conspiracy topics. Is there anything that you really want to harp on?
No. I mean, we spent this entire episode talking about conspiracy theories. Like that was pretty much it.
Well, I never even got to my number one,
I mean-
guys.
Oh, what's your
I have a
number
top
one?
3 list.
Okay, what's your number
Go
one?
quickly.
Real quick. 'cause
Is
it's
Area 51 having aliens? Number 2,
Yeah.
Australia doesn't exist, which I think is stupid.
Wait, is
Australia,
that your
obviously-
number one?
No, that's number 2. So number
Oh.
2 is Australia doesn't exist.
Oh, number one was Area 51.
No, number 1 is Bigfoot.
Oh,
I
okay.
love the Bigfoot
Okay.
conspiracy theory.
Yeah. I mean,
I love the Harold Holt as like a domestic conspiracy theory. The whole Harold Holt, ex-prime minister, that got taken by Chinese spies
Oh
while
my
he was
God.
on a swim in the Sydney Harbour or something in a Chinese sub. I think is one of the funniest. He's also gotten that he like faked his own death, or that he got picked up by aliens is another one.
like the faked his
Like-
own death one for me is so funny because, like, could you imagine sitting there, Prime Minister of Australia, and he's sitting there in Parliament House going, "Fuck, I hate this job. Oh my god, I'm so fucking sick of all this bullshit.
I'm going for a swim.
I just want to fucking go down the pub and have a beer, but I can't even do that because I'm the fucking Prime Minister. Fuck this.
God, I miss the
Right?
days
And then he just-
where
and-
Democrats were just like the people.
Yeah.
Like go to the local fucking brew house and just have a beer with the folks.
Well,
Yeah.
you'll get no more Australian than Hawke.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bob
Bob
Hawke, man.
Hawke.
God
Bobby
rest
Hawke,
his soul,
yeah,
man.
man.
God rest his soul.
Oh, yeah.
R.I.P. Skull and beers for days. Good on you, Hawke.
Mate, the most
He was the last like world
him and Gough,
leader.
but like him and Gough Whitlam.
he
Yeah.
still holds the record for the Oxford Mile.
Does he?
Bob
Yeah.
Hawke
Yeah.
or Hawker.
Yeah. No,
So,
yeah.
so people who don't understand what that is, real quick.
Okay, so the Oxford Mile is a drinking competition, right? And you have to drink it's a yard glass. It's like a glass that's like about a meter tall, filled with beer, and it's how quickly you can scull that.
Bob
right?
Hawke.
And Bob Hawke holds the record for it. It's at Oxford University, and it's the Oxford University drinking record. I'm pretty sure he still holds the record.
Dude, Bob
right?
Hawke
Give
is like...
Australian
The reason,
beer challenge.
in fact,
they'll get it done.
and it's because
The
of
Irish are known too much for the beers. It's the fucking Australians that lock it down on the brew, mate.
well, and on top of that, like his drinking ability is the reason why we had such a good trade deal with Russia during the Cold War. You know that story?
No.
Okay.
Please quickly.
So Bob Hawke, right? Obviously, this is during the Cold War. We did trade with the Soviet Union during the Cold War. We sent them wheat and they sent us cars, right? The Lada, right? My uncle used to sell them back in the day. And so he was there with the Russian trade delegation. And the way the Russians like to do business back in the day, and they probably still do, is they smash vodka, right? And the idea is they get you so pissed that you'll sign anything. Now,
Bob Hawke, they didn't.
what they didn't realize was they were meeting Bob Hawke, right? And it's sort of like oh, our tactic is to punch him in the face, and then the Hulk shows up,
Yeah.
right? and you're like you want to try that tactic now, right? And so he drank them under the table and got them to sign whatever they wanted and got us a really good deal on the Russian trade deal.
And then Bob's walking out the door. Let's hit the pub.
That's it. The pub. That's what I mean. He went out like afterwards. They're all fucking like, oh my god, I gotta go to bed. I have to go to bed, right? And he's just like, hey, fellas, you want to go down to the pub for another beer? That was a good day. Yeah. You want to go for a knockoff after that trade meeting? They're all like, oh no, comrade, I must go to bed.
Working hard or hardly working.
Bring back world leaders like Bob Hawke.
You know,
Where they're amongst the people.
Well, we got ScoMo, and
We got ScoMo.
we got ScoMo.
We got ScoMo.
But speaking of which, that's the other thing. Like, if you want to talk about conspiracy theories, right? So September 20th, Storm Area 51. You know what else is happening on September 20th? Donald Trump has invited Scott Morrison to the United States for an official state visit. Now, is that connected to Storm Area 51? There we go. There's my conspiracy theory I'll throw out there for everybody. Right?
Ooh.
Is Donald Trump trying to distract the world by saying, "Hey, look, I'm meeting with Australia. Aren't Australians and Americans cool?
Australia is
and they
real."
And they just buddying up, and they'll do photo ops with like stubby holders and stuff. If you know what, I'm gonna put that to Scott Morrison. This is my message from the Australian people. If you don't bring a stubby holder, and we must have an official stubby holder, government stubby holder with the crest of Australia on it. If we don't have one, then what the fuck are we doing? What the fuck am I paying taxes for? Right? We have to bring one to the Americans, okay, and give it. So technically, you don't give things to the president; you give things to the American people, and then it goes into like the archives.
Give them beer,
right? But as a thing, it then gets preserved.
A stubby would be better than an actual beer, though.
No, I agree. More reusable. Yeah.
No, you give him a stubby,
and
holder,
it's really indicative of
right?
who we are.
That's what I'm saying. He's got to bring a stubby holder to that meeting, and if he doesn't, I'm going to be very disappointed.
Did we invent the stubby holder?
I don't know if we did, but we certainly
Surely
We've
the Aussies have
we've
invented.
definitely taken it very much as a national identity.
Yeah. Like we've called it the stubby holder. I
that or
doubt
like
when it was first invented, it was called
The
the
cork
stubby
hat,
holder.
I would say, is also probably a very an Australianism.
I think the cork hat is us, straight up. Yeah.
Oh, I reckon we reinvented the wide brim too.
Yeah.
No, we've definitely invented the fucking hat where it's got
Well, the Hills hoist
fabric.
is like the most Australian tool ever invented.
Yeah.
But that's going into a big, deep conversation.
I know. We invented the water tank that sits up flush against the wall. You know, the flat water tanks.
Really?
Yeah,
No
we
fucking way.
Yeah, dude, it was on an Australian TV show called The Inventors. It was on the ABC. The guy who invented it showed it off there first, right? And was
Not
like,
on
"Hey,
Shark Tank."
I invented a water tank that sits flush against the wall," and everybody was like, "Fucking brilliant! Why didn't we think of this before?"
The Australians can look at like, man, screw round water tanks. We need flat ones.
but he did, and then now they're bloody everywhere.
Well, this is the most commercialized thing I've ever seen. Like every house has a flat water tank because they're more sustainable.
God, he
for the
must be a
environment.
fucking
and
billionaire.
and you can hold just as much water, and they sit flush. Anyway, so that's us for this week. I want to thank David and Lachie for joining me this week. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Do we really exist? Who knows?
Yeah. Do we really exist? Do I really exist? I don't know. I mean, that's a big question. So if you liked this podcast, if you liked hearing about us talk about conspiracy theories for fucking 5 years, tell a friend about it and say, hey, come and listen to these dickheads talk about dumb shit.
He really hated this episode.
This is my least favorite. I mean, look, I thought episode 6 was atrocious. This is probably worse because I'm sober. At least the other one I had the excuse of I was drunk. I didn't know what I was doing. This one I'm going into sober as a priest on Sunday. Oh, geez. Anyway, so yeah, if you liked it, tell a friend. And we're on Spotify. Don't forget. So
We're on Spotify.
Jump on Spotify. Just search Pint Party or wherever you like to get podcasts.
We're all about fun here.
And with that, this has been Pint Party. Cheers.
Cheers.
This podcast is part of the Hard Effect Podcast Network. For more of this and our other podcasts, head to hardeffectstudios.com.au.